Q5881. Critical factors affecting the flight characteristics and controllability of an airship are A. Airspeed and power. B. Static and dynamic trim. C. Temperature and atmospheric density. The correct answer is A. Airspeed and power are important variables that have a significant impact on an airship's flying characteristics and controllability. 5562. When operating an airship under IFR with a VFR-on-top clearance, what altitude should be maintained? A. The last IFR altitude assigned by ATC. B. An IFR cruising altitude appropriate to the magnetic course being flown. C. A VFR cruising altitude appropriate to the magnetic course being flown and as restricted by ATC. The correct answer is C. VFR cruising altitude appropriate to the magnetic course being flown and as restricted by ATC. This option is the most appropriate choice. When operating with a VFR-on-top clearance, the airship should maintain a VFR cruising altitude that is appropriate to the magnetic course being flown. However, any altitude restrictions imposed by ATC should also be followed. 5563. Does the ATC term, Cruise 3000, apply to airship IFR operations? A. No. This term applies to airplane IFR operations only. B. Yes. It means that any assigned altitude can be vacated without notifying ATC. C. Yes. In part, it authorizes the pilot to commence the approach at the destination airport at the pilot's discretion. The correct answer is C. In order to assign a pilot a block of airspace ranging from the minimum term attitude up to and including the altitude stated in the cruise clearance, the term cruise may be used in place of maintain. In this block of airspace, the pilot may level out at any intermediate altitude. The pilot must decide whether to climb or descend inside the block. The pilot cannot change his attitude after verbally reporting leaving the block and starting his descent without further ATC approval. Additionally, the pilot is authorized to travel to and approach the target airport. 5603. You are flying an airship under an IFR flight plan and experience two-way communications radio failure while in VFR conditions. In this situation, you should continue your flight under A. VFR and land as soon as practicable. B. VFR and proceed to your flight plan destination. C. Left and maintain the last assigned route and altitude to your flight plan destination. The correct answer is A. In the event of two-way communications radio failure during VFR conditions, the pilot should continue the flight under Visual Flight Rules, VFR, and make arrangements to land as soon as it is practical and safe to do so. While in VFR conditions, communication with Air Traffic Control, ATC, is not mandatory, and the pilot can continue the flight using visual references and normal VFR procedures.